outdoor glue, so it's waterproof. When it sets, water won't break it down. Whereas regular wood glue that we have, when it gets wet, it will break down. So if we're making a cutting board and we're gonna need to clean it with water, we don't wanna use regular wood glue, right? So you see how this bottle's been left and there's glue around the top and everything? And I open it up and there's a fair amount of glue right there. But because it's been left open all summer and no one put the lid back on it, it's congealed, it's become hard. That glue is now garbage, unfortunately. And these cost about 15, 16 bucks a bottle, right? So the same thing has happened in there. It's gone hard, I got even more in there, but I can't get it back out. So when you're finished using the glue, the tip that I want you guys to always remember is this spinny top here. It's not a pain, it's in the way, it sits right in there. You can use the glue. And when you're done, make sure you put it back on top of it, right? That's just a pointer to show you guys. So, this one's a new bottle that we had a VP use over the summer, and it's come back, everything's clean, okay? That should work well for us. So, what we have here is 2 bar clamps. We have 6 bar clamps in our clamp station over there. Mr. Leduc has 8 of these clamps, I believe, over there, as well as there's also aluminum ones that are equally as good, just not as strong, okay? But they don't have to be 100% strong. So I've gone and grabbed some wood from the pre-cut stack over there, and I'm gonna make a cutting board. But I'm gonna show you how to do it in the different steps. First of all, we gotta check out our wood. Okay, I got a knot there. Some people love that. They'll pay extra because it's got a knot in it, but I'm just looking at the moment. This doesn't look too clean on this side. It feels smooth, but I've picked it from over there. It should have been planed down. There's another piece. Here's another piece. Okay, another piece. Now, I'm going to stand them up for a minute. Another one. Oh, beautiful knot there. Someone could pay extra for that. I'm only joking about that, right? Well, this one. Can I use this one?
No.
It hasn't been cleaned. Now, the crack in it, that's one thing. But it hasn't been planed down yet. So I got to be able to identify and go, that one I can't use at the moment. I could go replace it with another one, and I could put another one in here. If I was to glue them together, like so, you see how this one's smaller than all the rest,
Yeah.
right? It's only short. I'm going to have to plane off all of that material. So in other words, I'm only getting half the thickness of most of the material. So we don't want to do that. That would be the stronger hardboard cutting board to make at the beginning. But what we're going to do is we're going to make the cutting board so it goes together like so. Now there's only a little bit of difference, right? I'm wasting less wood. In fact, this one I'd say, that's too small. Well, now I got a pretty smooth surface. Most of the material over there is 3/4 of an inch thick. So that's what I'm going to use to make my cutting board, to show you guys. So I'm going to do like I started. I'm going to stack it up like this. And I'm going to have to glue the ends. So I put gloves on. It's a good idea to wear gloves so that you're not getting the glue all over your hands. And you want to use a good amount, but not too much. We've had some people swimming in glue, right? We don't want to use too much. So I'm going to take the glue and I'm going to put a bead on the edge of each board. Now, do I have to do all the boards? No? Which one do I leave out?
The last one.
The last one, because if not, I'll glue it to the clamp, right?
So you kind of do like the hot dog type of thing, you know, like you.
Yeah, mustard and ketchup. Now, why am I stopping there? There's no need for me to glue this. It's longer than everything else, right? Okay, so now that I've done that, the glue is not drying yet. Even though some of the woods are very porous and they suck it in, I've dried it, I've put the lid on, now that glue is good for someone else to use. I'm gonna now take my finger, or you can use a piece of wood, I prefer to use my finger, and I spread the glue out so that it's relatively even over the entire surface. The cherry, the red one, is a lot more porous. I can feel it sucking into it. Now, this is where you don't wanna take too long, and if you got a really big cutting board, the glue can start to dry out, which you don't want, because if it dries before you stick them together, it's not gonna work, right? So I've got that, I'm just gonna wipe the glue off. I've taken my two clamps and I've rested the handles over top of the table. I'm gonna turn the material flat. I'm gonna back these up first so that they're both right the way at the back, so that they're relatively in line. So I'm gonna put this one right there. Next one, I fold it down, I put it against it. Fold it down, put it against it. Fold it down, put it against it, fold it down, put it against it. Last one, I'm gonna leave the knot end out, so it's not part of our board. And I put it in like that. That is not enough pressure for it to hold, right? So now I have to pinch. And I slide that in. Slide that one. Now, you can see from the weight of the clamps, it can tip them, right? Now you can see I could be like that or like that and be a little bit off. I want to try and be as straight as possible. I'm going to push down on the wood so it's held flat against the bars. I'm going to tighten this side just a little bit. And then I'm going to come over here and try and make sure that I'm square, hold it down, tighten this side just a little bit. Now you see that I got a little bit of glue sticking up in there. That's good. That means there's enough glue for the clamp. If I can feel underneath and see if they feel flat. I can feel that this one's a little bit high. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use another clamp to help me. I'm going to take this clamp. It's dry. And I'm going to put it underneath, and I'm going to pinch those two boards. See how I just leveled it out? Oh, that's helping me out huge, right? I'm going to feel this side. I got another one kind of there. So I'm going to take it here.
Whoever hold for it.
Yeah, I just don't want the whole thing to tip. I want just a little bit. Right? I've just flattened out that side there. So now I'm going to tighten up another couple of turns. Another couple of turns. And you'll see that we've got glue coming out of every seam. You could put a board on top and underneath and clamp those to keep it straight. But if you've taken your time to set it up like we did relatively straight, we should be okay. We have to leave this for a long time, okay? We have to leave it for at least 2 hours. So that's the first step that we go through. We can't leave it sitting up here. We're gonna put it somewhere else. Now with these two on, it's a little bit dangerous. This will set up in about 20 minutes. It'll be sticky enough that I can take these off and it won't move. Then I take it and I stand it at the side of the room. Tomorrow, when we come back, we'll go through the next steps of cleaning the glue off the top, and there'll be glue on the bottom. So if I tip it up, you guys tell me how much glue is there sticking out the bottom.
Tomorrow? I thought
Lots? Yeah, Monday. So, there was enough glue on it, but look, I've got some glue on the table, which is why I did it over here and not over there. Now you can clean this off now while it's wet with a damp cloth, wipe it off and clean it up. Or, the other alternative is to let it get hard and scrape it off. It's probably a lot easier for us to clean it off now. So I'm going to do that now, but that's the first step of making your cutting board. It's pretty simple, right? The wood's already cut for you. You got to make sure that you select the right ones. The only thing that you guys need to know on top of that is our planer, which will accept the wood in this way, which is the way the grain's going, is only 18 inches wide. How long your cutting board is this way doesn't really make a difference to us until you're reaching the back wall of the shop. But 18 inches wide is the most we can go. Okay? And I'll show you how we're going to take this one right the way through. We're going to have it as a decorative board where you can see all the grain, and then I'm going to cut it up and tip it on its end so it's an end grain board, so it's even harder. It's the hardest way we can make them, but like it means the cutting board is hard, right? Because you're on the end grain. That's the toughest grain on the wood. Okay? That's it. I'm going to clean up the table. You guys can go back to cleaning.